The first big step we have to take are the EU 2020 targets until 2020. So that's not as far as the low carbon economy in 2050. It's a bit closer on the time horizon. And even reaching these targets is already quite a challenge, actually, because if we look at the energy target, which would consist in a 20% reduction, we can see as well that we are still far away from that target. And one of the solutions proposed currently by the European Commission to achieve this 20% reduction target on energy consumption is the Energy Efficiency Directive. And we can see that there are a lot of negotiations ongoing at the moment. And there is a lot of reluctance also from certain member states, because we have, of course, a difficult economical situation in Europe. The key point from the point of view of our industry sector, which is the refrigeration and heating and cooling industry, is that such equipment can contribute tremendously in increasing the energy efficiency and in bringing down the energy consumption. What is seen very often are the initial investments to be made in order to achieve energy efficient installations and energy efficient buildings and renovations, etc. And what is often forgotten in the debate is that these investments are paid back and can be paid back very quickly depending on the technology and on the measures taken. But very often, unfortunately, it's not the same budgets. So that can be an obstacle, I would say, but it's not the right way to look at it. They are goals which are perfectly achievable, and we can see that in terms of the greenhouse gas emission reduction, we are on the right track. In terms of the renewable energy share, we are on the right track. It's really the energy one which seems to be a very difficult one, but I don't think it's too ambitious. Fluorinated gases are used in all types of applications. They are used in air conditioning of buildings, they are used in hospitals, they are used in refrigeration, in commercial refrigeration, in industrial processes, etc. So there's a whole range of applications which are very present in our daily lives. And there is a whole range of alternatives as well, which, for example, can be ammonia, can be CO2, can be hydrocarbons. There are several alternatives, but these alternatives cannot be used everywhere because they do not always fulfill the requirements in terms of safety, if they are toxic or flammable, or in terms of energy efficiency. And we support a phase down on a European level. It would obviously be preferable to have such a phase down on a global level, because most of the F-gas emissions will be generated in the very near future outside Europe and not inside Europe. But as negotiations on an international level are quite difficult, I guess that Europe will move first. The debate on the energy efficiency and the debate on the F-gases show that our industry sector, as I said, the refrigeration, heating and cooling industry, has a very significant potential to contribute to achieving the 2020 targets, but also beyond the 2020 targets to the low carbon roadmap in 2050. There is a lot of potential in terms of energy efficient solutions, which can be put in place in buildings, in the industry, in supermarkets, in hypermarkets, etc. And there is also a lot of potential in terms of emission reduction. And I'm not only speaking of the direct emission reduction when it comes to refrigerants used, and which is linked to the global warming potential then, but I'm also talking of the indirect emission reductions which are linked to the energy generation.